welcome back to my channel. This is Uni Sports, where we talk about books, life experiences, and how to forge ahead as better individuals. And here again, I am after 21 days in NYSC Camp, Nowagbam time, to be specific, in Rivers State. And I've been talking about life experiences, like my 21 days in camp, the life experiences from the 21 days. And another of the lesson is, number one is know what you want from life. Know what you want. Knowing what you want will help you to stay focused, to remain focused. Even when distractions come, you know that this is the goal, this is where I'm going to, and then this is what I want, and I must do everything by all means to get it. And then the second lesson is understanding your purpose. And then sticking to it. So when I got to camp, a lot of people were involved in this, were involved in that. I heard that you must join OBS, like you should join OBS as a broadcast student, as a communication student, and then joining OBS will help you. That. And then I also heard that I must join NCCF. And so when I first got to camp, like my first day on camp, I just went straight to the OBS to tell them that I was interested in joining OBS. However, the person that was in charge of registration wasn't there, so I was told to come back. And then after then, I didn't have time to go back to the OBS for like the next 2 days. But by the time I returned, you have to see the number of people that are already active in OBS. And so I felt like I was a newcomer. Meanwhile, the plan was for me to come, just focus on the technical aspect and production aspect of broadcasting, because I wasn't interested in presenting or whatever. I just wanted to focus on the technical aspect, on producing and the setting up. But by the time I got there were guys there already, and then there were other ladies that were already presenting, and so I wasn't interested in the presentation aspect to begin with. These people are already so active, you feel that they've been there all their lives, and I felt that I didn't just fit in at that time. However, I knew that I had a mission. I didn't want to escape from parade. Of course, I still wanted to parade. However, I was also interested in OBS. I just wanted to up my skill in production. But because there are people there already, I just had to be true. And then the question was, so what do I do? I still want to join OBS, but obviously I can't have an upper hand in production again, because there are already people there that are actively active. So I felt, okay, so what's the alternative? Now I made myself understand that this 1 year or this 21 days to begin with in NYSC orientation camp is for building my relationship with God. Okay, I had a busy year from the beginning, from 2020 to 2019, 2018. Had busy year, and then I was just working to school, then back home, and so I didn't have time. And so I felt, okay, so 21 days in NYSC orientation camp is for building my relationship and then re-strategizing. If you've heard the word recalibration, it's just like a time for me to recalibrate, to put myself together, and then know where to go, what next, in terms of business, in terms of relationship with God. So what is really important, reprioritize those things, and then by the time I'm out after 21 days in camp, I'll know where to pick what from. And some people are already busy in. By the time I got there, okay, I eventually got a slot for book reviews on camp, and I was able to do one edition, just one episode. But of course, people enjoyed it. However, I didn't feel sad because I couldn't do the remaining parts. I left on a suspense note. But the following edition, the next day I was supposed to have the second episode. I had a training, the SDG training, Sustainable Development Goals training, and so I couldn't attend. I couldn't go to the studio to produce the second episode of book review, and then subsequently I also missed other OBS activities. However, I didn't allow the whole time to waste, because I had a plan, which all boils down to knowing what you want from life again. A lot of people kept asking me, both online, people that knew me from school, met me on camp, and were like, are you not joining OBS? And I was like, of course I'm a member of OBS, but I have other things I'm doing. And they're like, are you not going to? I have other things that I'm doing. So I didn't, because I knew what I wanted. I knew the goal. I knew my purpose. I knew, okay, this is what I want to do. I just want to build myself, and I want to be strategized. And there's no way you can do those if you are involved in heavy activities on camp. And so it helped me understanding my purpose I need. So at every opportunity I got, I found a quiet place to study, to pray. And of course I also went to NCCF. So when people called, when people saw me on camp, are you not going for this, are you not going for that, my response was always, I have other things that I am doing, and so I might not be able to meet up with OBS and other things. So at some point I felt like I wasn't doing anything because I wasn't very active in OBS, but the goal kept coming to mind that you are supposed to use this time to develop your relationship with God, and also to be strategized on business, relationship, and on every other thing. And so it helped me to stay focused, to be more put together, and of course to focus more on God. So I felt, in fact, at some point when I saw some ladies that were in OBS, they were active, like they were already a voice, if you know what that means. And I felt that that should be you. Like if you're active in the production room, or if you're active in the technical room, I mean, you should be the one dictating or telling people what to do around the studio. But I felt that this is not more important. It's not as important as the other goals that you had. Don't forget the plan. Okay, so I kept that in view, and it helped me. So I hope you've been able to learn one lesson or the other in this video. Don't forget, the major lesson in this video is to know what you want. Knowing what you want from life, in every phases of your life. Like, okay, so this 1 year is for NYSC. I've got some goals drafted out. Of course, God can actually interrupt them, but having something to work with helps one to be more organized, to be more focused. So when whoever, devil or whoever throw things at you, you know how to deal with them. Like you're already standing, you're focused, you know this is the path, this is where I'm going to. And so when people are saying things, there goes the song in the word of so many voices. Lord, I rely in your word. Okay, so knowing what you want, because you know this is what God says, you know this is what I want, this is what you've written down. So when people come to say, oh, have you heard about the party, or have you heard about this, yes I have, but I've got some other things up my sleeve. Okay, so I hope you'll be able to learn one or two lessons. There are still more lessons that I learned from NYSC Camp, my 21 days in camp, and you'll be seeing more of videos on that. So I come up again for another review. I am Omomi, and this is Uni Sports. I'd like you to subscribe to my channel. You can share my video with friends. It's a free word, it's free. Just you can share with friends to also learn one or two lessons from it. Until I come up again for another review, I'd like you to keep reading LD, study the word, pick up amazing books, and of course remain in the atmosphere of God's presence.